Yes.
for the audience.
Stand for the pledge, please. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, call to order.
7:03 p.m. Roll call, we noted that trustee Fury is not here tonight.
Okay. Approval of the board meeting minutes dated August 7th, 2014.
I'll make a motion to approve them.
Yep.
I'll second.
Okay. Discussion?
Paul?
Yes.
Mike?
Yes.
Mike,
Yes.
you?
Okay, public commentary. Like to say something, Mark?
No,
Okay, we'll close public commentary at this time. And we are going to move item number 2 under old business, up front and center, trustee vacancy and consideration of appointment to fill vacancy. So, Kevin Boykin has resigned from the township office, is living in sunny Florida, and after scouring the township for a suitable candidate, I'm pleased to say that Mark Hurlitz has taken up the spear and is ready to fill the position. So, Mark, you need to get sworn in. First of all, I should say that it's an appointment, certainly, but if there's any comments that the trustees have,
And then I'll make a motion for the appointment.
okay, as well. So then I'll entertain any comments.
Thank you. How's that? Thank you.
I'd like to make a motion that we do, Mark Curtis for a trustee, fill the position of Kevin Morgan.
Okay, motion to appoint
Point.
Mark Hurlitz, Herlitz,
correct.
just like it was spelled in.
Yep.
To trustee position.
Okay, so we need a second on that.
I'll second.
Any discussion?
Paul?
Yes.
Mike Mack?
Yes.
Mike Stinola?
Yes. Okay, Mark.
Mark, you can come on up.
Do you have your phone so I can take a picture?
I do have my phone. I feel like to do that.
Do we need it in paper?
Yeah. As well as a good letter.
I would do it with mine, but I forgot.
That's okay. It's just as easy. While we're doing that, mind if you just sign it?
Why don't we do it? Joe? Why don't you do it?
Yeah.
Hey, I'm chasing you. And I parked right next to you so I can block you in too.
Oh, then I'm in trouble.
And be noted that Mark fulfills all the requirements for the appointment. So,
You will sign the supervisor and then Paul needs to sign it. That's the appointment warrant. Okay, Mark, let's step over there. Let me take my glasses off when you get ready to do this. Okay. Raise your right hand. I, Mark Hurlitz,
I, Mark Hurlitz,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
that I will faithfully discharge the duties
that I will faithfully discharge the duties
of the office of Washington Township Trustee,
of the office of
Washington
Washington
Township
Township
Trustee,
Trustee
to the best of my ability.
to the best of my ability.
Congratulations.
Okay, now, let's do a full job.
Photo op. Well, you gotta take your glasses.
Because.
Okay.
All right, thanks.
all right.
Now it's
See?
official.
Now you can sit up
Sit
here,
down
Mark.
there next to Paul.
Paul,
Yeah, seats never change.
so this is my permanent seat for the next 3 years.
Yeah, I moved up.
Or 20.
Oh,
I said, I'm okay sitting here as long as I'm not sitting here.
Okay, So, we will continue on now. We'll go to reports. Road Commissioner.
Yeah, my written report is go over tar and chipping has started. We've done some in our township. We're 3/4 done in Will and just going to start at Peatone. We all work together on that, so it'll save us money. We're working on patching and numerous road buildups of bad spots and tar and chipping over them. You see those spots throughout the township. We're taking the whole width of the road, chipping them, ripping them up, and restoring them. Corning Road, we're hoping to get started this month. There's 2 hills that we have to take down about 2 foot. And there's 2 driveways. That was one of our major problems with that road. The driveways were draining onto the road and it destroyed the surface, the tar and chip, and that's what caused the holes. So in order to do that, there's, along with the hills, working on them 2 driveways. The base on that road wasn't really the problem. It was more of a drainage. Water couldn't get off that road and just destroyed the surface. But the reason we took it off this spring, it would cost probably $10,000 to $15,000 a patch, which we knew wasn't going to hold, so we put it to stone. We graded again yesterday with the rain now. It's holding up very well. There'll probably be about 6 to 8 inches of stone going on top of that road and tar and chip. If the weather holds out, we will be tar and chipped. If the weather don't, it'll be first thing next year. Patching's going on. You can see on Yates, we're doing quite a bit of extensive going through crack sealing and getting all alligator spots while they're out there. It seems like it's really saving the roads. And when it rains, which is every other day, the grader we bought from Green Garden, which has bad motor, we took the motor out and we have it apart. You can see it probably this next month there'll be bills coming through for rebuilding the motor. We're doing it all in-house. Right now there's crank is out, the crank was bad in it, so we'll purchase a new crank and stuff. And the stone pile that you see out next to the salt dome is probably all, or is all going on Corning Road. So we haul it into the shop and it takes about 3 days to take that pile down. Work on it. Any questions?
Jerry, you said that you are working with Peatone and Will Township
Yes.
right now. You guys are just alternating patching basically?
No, tar chipping.
Tar chipping,
Full road,
rather.
yes.
Yeah, okay, thank you.
When are you gonna start cutting the ditches?
Probably tomorrow.
You're gonna have to cut it again before the,
Oh, yeah.
okay.
Someplace-
The fence line cutting, or?
No, we're just gonna
Oh.
go one pass down,
Oh.
just for the machinery and for combines and tractors, so, getting off the edge of the road.
Yeah.
We'll wait till, this year it's gonna be late because the farmers are late. We have to wait till crops are out,
Yeah,
and then we go fence line to fence line.
okay.
Some of the weeds, some roads don't need cutting, other parts of the roads, it's hitting it, so we're just gonna run them quick. It'll be good enough for fall for the farmers.
The intersection of the light in and Route 1, whose responsibility? Is that the state?
Yeah, okay.
I'm just
No,
asking, I'm just curious.
Yeah, it's ours. We ground that one down. We're gonna build that one up, bring it up even with the road, and taper it back down, so when you come to that road, you're a little bit higher, so you can see up over
See
there.
something? Yes. All right.
That's
Thank
the
you.
idea of that. State does not help with anything. Oh, and I did meet with LG Spims last Thursday. Last
Yes,
Thursday.
yeah.
Pertaining to all this airport ground that's going out of circulation. Gave him an idea. I don't know if 2 other highway commissioners, Will and Peatone, were talking about it. They're saying the state is, we're losing the tax base, but we're gonna get so much more when this all develops and stuff. I said, but in the meantime, we're struggling. I said, what about if you would just pay the taxes, and once we do get into a flourish of tax revenue, we'll pay the state back? He said, that's a pretty good idea, so we'll see where that goes. I'm not holding my breath.
Really, I mean, a township or a town can go bankrupt by the time it gets around to the.
Will
payday.
Township, he was saying the numbers, it's like 25% of his budget he's losing.
Yeah, the school lost up to 4 million. Peatone School District, 4 million.
But it's just, and the state is still making money on this ground.
Sure.
They rent it to the farmers, They rent the houses out, they rent the airport out. They're still making money, but we don't pay taxes and we have all the services again.
Yeah.
I mean, talking to our county engineer, if the state owns both sides of the property, we can vacate the road and the state becomes state road. But they won't take care of it, so now this comes back to our residents driving that road. There's been talk of talking to WA Township, is Eagle Lake Road from Route 1 to Route 50, to see if we can get that dedicated to the state. 'Cause I don't want to spend any money on it, because I know we're not going to get much of a return on it, and let the state maintain that road. That would help, but
Wait, so how do you just gonna ask? I mean,
they had a meeting
Petition
with,
for it or what?
they had a meeting with the director of transportation, Shay. And last Friday, I could not make it, I was on vacation. And he said it went very well, and that was the option they gave her to, of giving her, taking the road over.
yeah.
And so, that's all in the works.
Okay.
And someone once said government works slow, so.
Wheels turn slow.
Any questions? I'm done.
Okay. Carol Ann is not here, and I don't believe she has a report, so the clerk.
We have let's just talk about what's going on with the senior events, just get it out of the way. We scheduled the senior breakfast for Saturday, September 27th at 8:30 at the Cardinal Creek. And we decided to bring in Nurses Plus to do the flu shots, make them available at the same time. We would typically do it right after the breakfast, and we want to get a few people that would come out here. So we're going to advertise that if you come to the breakfast, you get flu shots while you're at the breakfast. If we want to get our flu shots, we'd have to pay at least $15 or $20. But she's going to bring in more vaccinations, and we hope that maybe we'll get a, because we have a captured audience, maybe some, and we're going to advertise, hopefully we'll get more people take advantage of the program where they don't have to go out and get all done at one time. So we're going to do flu shots at the same time. Then we have a movie night, will be the following Wednesday, October 1st. So quite a bit of stuff going on at the end of the month, beginning of the month.
And plus there's a, is it the Barn Quilt Tours this month?
Yeah, did that happen already?
No,
No, that's the 17th?
yeah, it's a weekday.
It was Wednesday the 17th, I think, because we were going to do movie night and we moved it. Because we didn't want to conflict with all that, so. And that's all I have.
Okay. Washington Township Planning Commission. Did you have a meeting on the 6th or no? August 6th?
To my knowledge, no, but I don't know. I wasn't in town.
Oh, okay.
So-
The minutes, last month's minutes, you mentioned
Right.
that the 6th
Yes,
was going to be.
they were going to, but I have no idea, and I can't get hold of Brian, so.
Okay, all right. All right, supervisor's report. I will combine that with the transportation and the general assistance report. Supervisor's report, my first item is welcome Mark Hurlitz. I had that written down before you even said you were gonna do it, Mark, so must have come true. Another, Tom Berslane, I spoke with him yesterday evening, and I asked him, I said, I imagine that the transition has been finalized. He says, yes, he is, I mean, he put it politely, but he's done with Washington Township. Daryl is, I think, doing a terrific job, and speaking with Daryl doesn't really need to have any more communications with Tom, so everything, I think, is under control. Tom did mention that he may have one more little meeting with the community building board. They didn't, I thought the meeting was supposed to be today, but Harold was here and nobody else showed up, so and they moved the meeting on him again. So Tom has one little item, I think, to clean up with the community building, and then he would be 100% transitioned. And I want to thank, I mean, he's not here, but, you know, Tom, I think, you know, he stuck with us for 2 years beyond when he said he needed to leave, and he's done a great service to the township for all these years. He's not here for me to hear that, but I did tell that to him yesterday when I saw him. I got a letter, or an email this afternoon from Arnold Berger, who is the Integris guy. I'll just read this letter. It's about our electric rates. It says, Mike, I recently received a postcard from Integris telling me that our rates were 0.0526 kilowatt hours from September of last year through this past July. I note that they are rising rates. Our new rate will be 0.0678. And he goes on to say that's a pretty big increase and higher than many municipal aggregators will be paying. It appears that Beecher will be paying 0.0483 through the end of next month, which would be October. Of course, after that, their price could well change. All of these beat ComEd's projected new rate of 0.0742. Is there any consideration being given to shopping for a better deal? So, thank you for all the good work on behalf of the whole township. So we're still, you know, when it goes up, they contact me and say it's going up, we should lock in or whatever. So they're just saying that the rates are starting to rise, but they're still lower than ComEd's current rates or projected rates will be. So that is encouraging news. Yep.
Did you guys all get a postcard? Did you guys all get this in the mail? Yes, the postcard, this.
No, I didn't get that.
No.
Unless I got it today, I haven't been home
I
yet.
got this, I got mine in the mail yesterday or the day before.
Yours was yesterday.
Yeah, but that's the letter. This letter is a
Right.
courtesy communication, well, yeah, not a bill, so I was gonna file this one.
Okay.
So we have something on file in case there are any questions.
Another item is, I don't know if you all saw the Beecher Herald last week, Wednesday or Thursday. There's a long article about the Will Ride grand opening or whatever, but there was a paragraph in there that disturbed me a little bit. It says participating townships in the Will Ride program is Beecher, Crete, Washington Township, Will Township, Peatone, Green Garden. It listed all the townships well. And then at the end of the article, it had an 800 number if you wanted to have a ride. So I called the paper up and I issued a complaint saying that, you know, this is not correct information. We do not belong to the Will Ride bus transportation. Beecher's not even a township to begin with. Crete, we service Crete Township, which it has many riders, and the fact that you put an 800 number at the end of the article, we may have seniors that are all confused on whether or not they lost their rides because we've suddenly changed to another program. And so I formalized that complaint, and I did get a call back from Chris Russell, and he says we're going to try to work this out, and I don't know if it's going to be a little rebuttal paragraph in the paper or another article, I'm not sure yet. I talked to Teresa a day or two later, seeing if there was a lot of our seniors that were calling to see if, you know, we still have our new bus transportation. She said no one for Beecher called. So they all understood what was going on. However, Crete Township got many calls, confused on what was happening, wondering if Beecher's still doing the service. And they, of course, they told them that we are still doing the service, and there was a misled paragraph in the article. Of course, when you put one thing in the Russell publication, it goes out to all their, it wasn't just in Beecher Herald, it was in the Crete Herald or whatever they call it. So I'm still going to follow up with the Beecher Herald to see if we can get some sort of rebuttal or get this straightened out, because it has caused some confusion maybe not with our township, but with other townships that we serve. So we are still doing senior bus transportation. Okay, so, transportation report. We had, and it's been pretty consistent over the last three to 4 months. We're over 600 riders. We have 636 rides last month. Of that, Crete was 433. So that, I mean, they're a big chunk of our transportation. So, you know, obviously we're still transporting people and doing a good job at it. General assistance. Okay, general assistance. There were more applications submitted in the month of August than there were at the beginning of 2014. We had 3 disbursements last month, which I don't know if you guys got the disbursement sheet or not. Did not. You did or did not? No. Okay. We had three cases, 3 disbursements, 3 different cases. One was a ComEd emergency assistant. We have 1 case that is a general assistance, which means they get a check every month. Now they do have to go follow through and try to find a job every week or every 2 weeks, things like that. So there was a rent check for that, and then there was a night court bill that was paid for emergency assistance. Now it was a large total for the month of for this last month. $1,762.38. The ComEd bill, this person was just completely clueless of what was going on. Did not pay the ComEd bill for months and months and months. Had shut-off notices, the whole house is like electric, and it was, so we ended up giving that person emergency assistance to alleviate that problem.
The total was?
1762.38.
Can you approve this at?
Yeah. That is basically the end of my reports. I'll kind of start with the trustees' report. Teresa, as far as the TV, the electronics recycling, they're going to pick this up weekly. She called to have them pick this up weekly now because it's just getting overloaded again. So that will be hopefully a weekly thing. And if it looks like a weekly thing is too much, then it'll get cut back, but it'll be a weekly thing. So then we'll go to, now Mark, what Kevin did for the trustees was,
Did you guys forget to tell me something?
yeah.
Oh, yeah, we did.
He was very diligent about the recycling that we have over here, which is constantly an issue. Well, you see where, you know where it's at. It's always full. It's mostly not recycling that's in there. There's tires, there's furniture, mattresses. I mean, he has tried and tried again to kind of monitor that so that we're only supposed to be taking, you know, recyclable plastic, glass, cardboard, but sometimes we get garbage in there and things like that. So what we did when I took office is that I kind of wanted each trustee to take like a program. So this program's open now.
It is.
By default. Well, we can explain a little bit later on to you, but I mean, that's what Kevin did a lot. He worked on that recycling, and his was also the TV recycling too, is what he worked on, electronics recycling. But we'll give you that burden a little bit. Okay. Yeah. All right, so food pantry?
Pretty much same as last month. We have 17 families, total of 51 people. Seems like it's down in the summertime. Hopefully it stays down all year long, but I think we were between 25 and 30 during the winter, but we're down to 17 right now, so it's a good sign. I also did receive a donation check today for the amount of $221. And that pretty much will buy pretty much a whole month full, a food product for the pantry. So that's real nice.
You'd like to give credit to the person who
Yes,
donated it?
and that was the Lynch family, correct?
And what happened with the donation from the dance?
The reunion?
We haven't heard yet. Jim Stett has not notified me yet.
Okay, so that's still,
Yeah, I was actually out of town that weekend, but Mike showed up to make an appearance for it. So I don't know any numbers yet. Mike hasn't called me yet, and,
Jim.
or Jim, I'm sorry. Jim has not
Well,
called
when
me.
I was there, they had, and I was there about 9:30-ish, and they had about $150, $160 as part of it. They wanted to reach a goal of 500. That's what they were gonna try to push for.
Okay. Was it a big turnout, Mike?
Yeah, I thought so. But I thought, it started early though. I thought it started at 7 o'clock or something like that, and I was there at 9:30, and there was still a lot of people there.
that's Jim Stett.
Yes.
Yes. And I'll reach out to the Lynch family and send them a nice thank you for, donation for the pantry. That's all I have on that.
Okay. Ted's not here. I know he's working on the dog park budget, or the cost to put one in. He thought maybe he'd be here today, but obviously, he's not here, so. Anything?
Nothing.
Okay. That's all our reports. Okay, old business. Consideration and approval of CASA, Will County donation request. All right, so, you guys know what CASA
I sent all that information to everybody, did you get it?
should be? You know, it's for kids, you know, it's for, that really don't have, they're abandoned, basically abandoned children. We donated money to them last year. And it cost them $1,000 per year per kid to support that one child. So what they're looking for is they would like to see if, or last year they had 5 children in the Beecher community that they served, and they would like the township to maybe support one child, which would be $1,000. So looking at our budget, we did not have this as a line item. We had donations, or not donations, we had sponsorships for, was it 1,500, 500, and
Yeah,
1,200, 1,700,
15%,
something like,
yeah, 1,700.
which we've already spent. It was $1,200 to the Beecher Youth Commission, and it was $500 to the 4th of July Commission. We have $1,000 in a miscellaneous fund. I don't, you know, the budget is still early in the year for the budget. I mean, I don't know if they would take 500 now or 500 later, or if we just want to do something less than $1,000.
Well, I would say do the 500 now, and if the budget allows later on, give them another 500.
I'm sure they'll take it.
That's what I like to say too. I mean, do the 500 down and say, hey, it wasn't our budget for this year. So, at the beginning of the next budget, we can do the other 500.
Beginning of the next budget, or sometime before the next budget.
Yes, something before the next budget.
Okay. Okay, do we have to vote on this thing?
I motion that we give them 500 now.
Second?
Okay, any further discussion?
We need to put a clause in there that later on in the year we can offer.
You just
Okay.
authorizing. And the motion, Mike, was to donate
$500.
to CASA, to
Yes.
Will County.
Yes, sir.
Paul, you second that motion?
Yes.
Okay, there was discussion.
No
Okay,
discussion.
Mike Mack,
Yes.
Paul,
Yes.
Yes.
Nola,
Yes.
Mark.
Yeah,
You're
you're
in.
full
You're
fledged,
good.
man.
You can talk.
I didn't talk.
You can speak.
Okay, number 2, we've already done. Number 3, update on the roof leak at the Township Center. Nothing's been done, so, I don't think it leaked today,
Did,
and we had a lot of rain last week, Thursday. I don't think it leaked then either, so
we done anything?
we didn't really do anything.
That's here. Should we get somebody, should we look at it?
Well, I think, a roof leak is very difficult to find. It can be leaking here, but it's really the source is over here. And with a metal roof, there's the screw downs. I mentioned this last
Yeah.
one. It had little rubber.
I'm just
Wash
saying, should we go up on the roof? Should somebody go on the roof?
We need
and
to go on
just
it.
look before
And
we take it?
I had Jeff to go up there. Yeah, he just went up there and looked around. He really didn't give me a definite answer. He goes, yeah, it looks like it might be leaking. That's about the extent of his observation. So I think go up there with a silicone caulk and just caulk some of those areas and see what happens. It's not like you can re-roof a metal roof. It's a difficult thing, so.
And the leak that you've had has been, Joliet Steel, when they've done the building, they were up there a couple times.
Yeah,
And it's a valley, and one valley.
right.
And they think it's, when it rains a certain way with a certain wind, it's going up the valley.
Okay.
And then coming back in. That's
I
why,
can see that, yeah.
and
And if that's the case, that would be difficult to
maybe, yeah,
fix, but,
I mean, with buckets of tar during something.
right. So, we'll go, somebody will go up there. Maybe I'll have to go up there. We have a ladder. Do we have a ladder?
We have a ladder. You can climb the flagpole.
Oh, and we have the flagpole up. Exciting. Finally got a flagpole.
How many years that take?
A long time. Many years, but we have a flag too. And I'll put the flag up tomorrow. I gotta get some hooks for it, but
No, I got the hooks.
Oh, you do?
Hooks are,
Okay, and we got a flag.
he also said he was gonna put the flagpole up too.
I ordered the flag.
Is the truck still on it?
Yes.
And pay attention to
Okay, consideration and approval to update Township's email.
So the deal with the email, like I said last month, nothing's really changed. All I have to do is if you guys are, and really it's Mike and I that are having issues with email and Teresa. Like today I got, I think 10 or 12 emails and they were all spam, but one. And every day it's anywhere from 7 to 30 sometimes. And so the new email would go on to Outlook, so everybody would have Outlook. We would have a certain amount of storage, we could expand the storage. And the only cost to the township would be for the spam filters, it's $50 per account, which is nothing per year.
Okay.
So if you guys don't, I mean, I don't think we need to vote on it, if you guys are okay with it, I can make the phone call and say, you can just add it to the services that Woodford's already.
I think we budgeted for that too, did we not?
I believe we did, yeah, I believe we did, and then again, it's such a small amount, if we put it on everybody's mailbox, it might cost $300, you know, money well spent. And quite frankly, does everybody need email? But Carol would switch to the Washington Township address, Jerry said he would switch to Washington Township, and they haven't because of all the spam. So if we can get it switched, then all of us would be clerk at Washington Township, supervisor, et cetera, and there wouldn't be any Hotmail accounts and Yahoo accounts, it all would be central, which would be beneficial. So,
Okay, yeah, that's a good idea, I think.
okay. All right, I'll call Whitfoot and get the wheels in motion and put spam filter on.
Okay. That was the last item on old business, new business. Planning Commission, nothing.
Nothing.
Number 2 is a consideration to open the closed executive session minutes dated February 3rd, 2014. Now, Mark, you have a packet now if you want to read through it, but I don't think you should vote on it because he was not here, right?
Right. I did not give him a packet of
Oh,
that.
okay.
He doesn't have it, but if somebody wants to give him that to read for future reference. Because you kept it on the computer, right, Paul? So
I
if you
did.
give it to him,
it.
you have a paper copy of it if you're not. The situation with those, Mark, is those are closed to the public. So when if we discuss those, or if we have a closed session, everybody leaves the room, turn that off, and have a digital recorder, because we have to record it by law. And then it's closed to the public until such time that the board decides that the action no longer, the minutes no longer need to be protected, and they can be opened.
And it's an interval, is it 3 months or 6 months?
Every 6 months, we have to vote on whether or not to open them or not. So you're gonna see reoccurring closed session minutes along the way. We've just done a lot of them in the last 3 months, and this is it for, I think, January or February.
Yeah. So, do we give him time to read this, or should he vote on this, or not?
He can certainly vote on it. If you want to give him a minute to read through it, that's fine too.
Whatever you guys want to go ahead, I'll read it. Keep going.
Well, that everybody.
He can abstain from the vote.
Yeah.
That's fine.
So everyone's read it, I'm sure. Burned in my brain. So we need a motion to
I'd like to make a motion to keep them closed.
okay,
Uh,
for the February 3rd.
Correct.
Is there a second on that?
I'll second it, but nothing's been resolved tonight.
No. Any further discussion?
Paul?
Yes.
Like that?
Yes.
Mike?
Yes.
Mark? Abstain?
Uh,
Now, a question. on
Sure.
this, though. Okay, so this is closed, and this is from a meeting. Now, what you guys just did was you just stuck it back
It
in
has to be closed for another 6 months.
for another whole 6 months.
Right.
And then what happens? Then it
Comes
comes
up
out?
again.
Or it comes up again, and then you can close it again?
Yeah.
So you just keep it closed
Yes.
and never, otherwise, if you vote, then it becomes public information.
Correct.
Right.
Or if you
Is
don't
there
vote on
any
it
of
at
them
all.
that you ever make public information?
We have,
Well, that, I'm just curious, what, okay,
That, when you read through that, you'll see that's
I'll
pretty,
know
that's
why.
pretty sensitive, yeah.
okay.
You know, there's a school board member on the board that could attest that they probably rarely open closed session minutes because it's always about personnel and things like that. So some of that stuff is closed forever.
That's fine, I was curious.
And if you forget to act on it, then it automatically becomes open, doesn't it?
I don't know. I
Like what's in place.
don't know, Jerry, that's a good question.
and here's another thing that actually Paul brought up, is that I know that Joe, you email all this to us.
That's
And
correct.
some of us print it out, some of us don't. But the ones that do print it out, should that be collected and destroyed in a paper copy?
No, you guys are entitled to maintain your own files of all the stuff that you receive. So as long as it remains closed and you don't discuss it with anybody outside of the board, you can certainly hang on to the copies. Not a problem.
Because Paul said at the school board, but they get packets, nothing's emailed to you.
No, we get.
They get
well, now-
packets that has stuff in
Well,
it.
now actually it is emailed to.
Oh, it is, oh,
It
okay.
is now.
What kind of protection do we have when you send it out as far as from somebody hacking into? Obviously, you can't do anything with my computer, but from the site it's being sent from, is it pretty well
We haven't had any
protected?
issues. I think the new email will probably be more secure.
Okay.
If you're outside.
It'll do the front, it'll do the back,
Okay.
3.
I would just say, if you do print it out, and I do, just be
That's what I
careful,
printed out.
you know, leave it on your car seat or leave it, you
Right.
know,
I'm in green, so I try to save it.
at the Starbucks.
What- Just out of curiosity, what do you think about having Joe print us out copies and just hand them to us? Because we basically know what we discussed in the meeting, and that way he has more physical control over what information is out there. It's just an idea, I don't know.
You know,
It's
we
easier for us.
have Mr. Knuth on retainer. I can run it by Tom and see what he says.
Okay.
Okay.
Keep in mind, Mark, if everything that I send is through email, you can have communication with one other board member. That's legal, but you guys can't have 3 emails going back and forth to discuss anything. That would be considered an illegal meeting. So generally, if I send something to you like the packet, if you have a question, send it back to me. If there's a correction, I'll make the correction and I'll send it to the board. So that there's no, from Mike to you, to whatever, because that would be, And I save virtually every email that I send out to you guys, I save, in case I get FOIA, I can print them out. And basically, if you read my emails, it just says all, here are the attached minutes and bills. There's no opinions, there's none of my philosophies, it's just, here it is.
Don't say it until I give you
Yeah. But not till we turn the camera on.
Okay, any other new business? I got one small item that's been reoccurring, is our phone system, of course. I believe the month of September is when our contract is, either comes up for renewal, or I don't know if they automatically renew it or not. We do have our old phones, we can talk to Al. I think it was like $600 to get it fixed. Is that
Yeah,
what it was?
Yeah, we should probably discuss that offline,
Yeah, okay.
you and I.
All right. Yeah, we're paying 300 and, it's in the bills, over $300 a month for Comcast, their phones. You know,
I know Al has pretty much retired and is doing very limited work anymore, so I don't even know if that.
Oh, okay. All right.
That's why I'm saying I don't know if it's worth discussing, because I think he's pretty much kind of retired from that type of work. So I don't know if he even honored the quote, the quote's a year old,
Right,
so.
okay. All right, then payment of bill, unless there's,
Hold on.
oh, okay, go ahead.
I get this in mind, are we going to address that one? He sent me that, we're supposed to talk about? The June. I wasn't there at it, but I just got that
When
with
did you
this
get that?
one. With this one.
Did I send
You
you
had
guys? 2
attachments.
I did?
Yes,
Anybody
sir.
else get 2 in fact? Both session minutes? No?
I just got the one.
I don't
Okay.
recall it either.
Yeah, I don't know.
No,
I don't know.
we'll just ignore it.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, any other new business? Teresa is going, Teresa's gonna, got her, well, the township sent flowers to her father's funeral, or wake. Also, she's going in for her knee surgery in October, and pending, she's going in tomorrow for echocardiogram or something like that to determine if she's okay to get her knee surgery. So she's gonna be out tomorrow, she'll be out. Now, when she does have her knee surgery, she might be out for 3 months. How long did it take for you? Is it 3 months?
My wife had it done, and she was back to work in like 4 or 5 weeks. Depends on the person.
Yeah.
It does totally
She
depend.
said it was gonna be like 8, 9 weeks.
It could be 8 weeks, yeah.
So, that's something we're gonna have to deal with if that happens. But she needs her knee fixed. Okay, so that's it on the new business payment of bills. Okay, so we're gonna look at first town.
Questions?
Yeah, but there's a big, the number 6962, or that's check number, 3870 for Daryl. It's kind of high, but it's because of all the meeting times that he's been having with Tom. So, and plus him trying to getting things, because of the meetings, getting things organized and straightened out, so that he's put some time in there. Right, and he's also reviewing and working on the audit that was done in May. So that's a high number there, but I'm expecting next month it'll be much less.
Yeah, and I can interject that I spoke to Daryl, and he is working diligently to get all the audit items corrected, which wasn't done in the past. So when he's done, everything will be addressed, which is a good thing. Which would make next year's audit, or 4 years from now, should be really good, so. And I shouldn't say they weren't addressed about the last audit, not everything was addressed, some items were somewhere, according to what Dale's taking.
I have a question for, I guess, it'd be number 38, claim 3830, and then 3834. Just says oil changes, but there's like a $30 difference
38.
on the bottom portion.
Gotta be 3830.
Mike, you printed it wrong.
This is
For
what
the
I got.
wrong month.
That's what I got.
You opened it wrong. You should have got an email from me for these yesterday or day before.
Should say September 4th on it.
It should say September 4th.
At the bottom, just
That's
above
the
the
July
signatures.
information, that's why you
Yes,
have
it
it.
is.
Yeah.
Okay. Never mind, I don't have a question.
All right.
Different size buses.
Okay.
You have the little van and you have the bus. That's why there's
Okay.
differences in prices. And then Sanders also gives us discounts based on what the work he does. I think he gave us a $28 discount on the last.
I was just curious.
Yeah, no, it's a good question.
Okay, is there, someone give us a motion for the disbursements there, please? Well, Mike can't, because he's got the new one.
My motion to accept.
All right, yeah, for the total.
$27,621.45.
I know, so you're 27.
Okay, so we have this, I could second, I'll second that. Is there any discussion?
No.
Mike, any discussion?
Sure. Okay. Paul?
Yes.
Mike Vanilla?
Yes.
Mike back? Yes. Mark?
Okay, road and bridge for September 4th, 2014.
Some of that was the emulsified coat oil, it's at 17,000. Some of that we get back again because I sell it to Yellowhead Township and Green Garden Township. They also pick up oil, or I pick up oil from them. So we get reimbursed back from them.
Now, Will and Peatone Township, they all combine their money to buy this oil? Is that the oil that goes on top?
No, everyone buys their own oil for their
Oh.
road. The distance was just patching oil,
Okay.
and like I say, Yellowhead Township buys from us, and they pay delivery charge and everything's figured in
Who's the other one?
on it. Green Garden.
And how many times, you bought oil, or whatever, emulsifying oil twice last month, right?
And one was for.
Is it typical twice a month, or only when you're tired shipping, or what?
No, so I was running, we could run 3,000 gallons a week,
Oh,
just through the patcher.
okay.
So, and that's what one trip is 3,000 gallons for the distributor. When I go pick it up,
Yeah,
it's 3,000 gallons I pick up. And we can spray that through our machine along with the other two machines in 1 week.
so this is, you, because the first one was $4,000, and then the second one was $17,000.
Right.
And that was 2 weeks apart.
Yeah, and one probably was a semi for the other road.
Okay.
And I worked out the bills in front of me again.
Well, how much do they use of each year, the township?
It all depends on, I mean, it's an ongoing patching thing. Last year, I think Yellowhead, when I built them out, was like $14,000 they owed us. I mean, when I built them out.
So you just build it out?
Yeah,
At
just
the end
build it
of the year?
So do you give them a whole truck load, or how do you do?
No, we have a tank inside, and they come and pick it up.
Oh, they pick it up, okay.
Yeah, Green Garden, I deliver them 1,000 gallons with the truck. They have a tank like us. Otherwise, Yellowhead just picks up from us.
How much does our tanker hold, 1,000 gallons?
The tanker upstairs, what I have upstairs,
Yeah.
it's insulated, holds 1,000 gallons. And the patcher that we patch with, that little trailer,
Yeah.
it holds 250.
And Yellowhead picks it up?
Yellowhead picks it up here.
And how much do they pick up typically?
I think last year was $12,000 worth. I mean, it all depends on the roads and how much time they have.
Okay.
Patching is very time consuming. It's a machine, but it does a nice job.
All right, is there a motion to accept road and bridge account?
I'll motion to accept the road and bridge account of $8,918.93.
I'll second.
Any discussion? Okay.
Okay,
Yes.
Paul,
Yes.
Mike Sedula,
Yes.
Mark,
Yes.
and we have general assistance.
I'm the only one with this, all right?
Yes.
Well, I already talked about it, so basically I just need a motion to accept the disbursement of $1,762.38.
I'll motion to disperse $1,762.88.
38.
38 cents.
Okay. Second? Any further discussion?
Mike, Matt,
Yes.
Mark,
Yes.
Paul,
Yes.
Yes.
Mike.
Yes. Okay,
Let's get this stuff signed.
our next meeting is October 6th. That's a Monday, I hope, because the last couple have been on Thursday.
Yeah, we should be done with Thursday meetings from this point forward.
Do you know what the movie is yet, or no?
I don't, I'm struggling. I don't. I'll have it in paper though, and then the flyers out, and we'll talk about it at the breakfast. I try to do the movie immediately after the breakfast. I have everybody there. And
Okay. Is there a motion to adjourn the meeting at something, 7:54, something like that?
So moved.
All in favor?
got me a second,
All,
Second.
second.
and then
All, any discussion? All right,
all in favor.
all in favor?
Aye.
All right.
7:55 p.m.
30 minutes, Mark.
Serious report for so long.
Any kind of.
Road and Bridge?